Hello everyone, it's me, I'm back. It's Wipmas. It's the 12 days of December, the 12 whips of December. I have a couple of exciting things to share with you today. It is actually December and I've started watching Vlogmas and it's wonderful. I'm so excited and I'm glad you guys are enjoying the videos and everything. So, a couple of things to share with you today. I'm currently quite warm actually, so excuse me if I'm a little bit sweaty, a little bit hot. I could probably roll down my leg warmers actually because I've had them on all day. I don't know if any of you fibro suffers out there have a hard time regulating body temperature, but I really struggle. So I can be super hot and flushed and like sweating up top, and then my legs will be freezing ice cold, like almost blue cold, which apparently isn't a circulation thing. It's actually just my body doesn't regulate its temperature properly. It's one of the most like niggly annoying symptoms. Anyway, I've probably talked about it before, but I went through, hold on, let me start that again. I went through and cleared out a bunch of my project bags from the office. We have a table that's supposed to be like a desk that everybody can work at, but it's always full of stuff, so nobody can ever work at it. It ends up with a lot of stuff that needs labels, things that we've pulled for displays, bits and pieces, so it's not just my fault. It's just a place that attracts things. I know we all have like a junk drawer in our house, and that table is the junk drawer of the office. So I wanted to clear that out a little bit today, and I did. I cleared like 2, maybe 3 bags that were just kind of languishing there waiting for me to put things back. When I start a project, I tend to grab everything I need and chuck it in the bag. So needles, yarn, darning needles, scissors, all that kind of stuff, I just chuck in the bag and then it's all ready to go. So I cleared out a bunch of those that I had actually finished, or like the pumpkins that I was working on for the harvest display. I had a bag of scraps of yarn for that I thought I might use. So I managed to clear that bag. It was awesome. Felt really productive. I also discovered a couple of projects that I'd forgotten that were hiding in a bag with something else. Anyway, I managed to whittle down a bunch of bags to one little bag. And I've got in here the second Grandma in China slipper sock that I'm busy finishing off. So that's good, nice and compact. I have that in here, and I also have a whip from about March time this year. It is the weekend shawl that Lily from Nordic Stitches designed. It came out just before Edinburgh this year, and I cast it on and started it and was actually knitting it while I was in Edinburgh. It's got some lovely lace on here. I used a mini skein of this, I believe this is called Cherry Drop, in the West Yorkshire Spinners signature 4-ply. The lace is super gorgeous. I probably talked about this on the podcast before. It was really fun to get started. Then I did a bunch of garter, and then I just added in a tiny little lace panel here because I had a little bit left over. I didn't know how much I was gonna need. So this shawl kind of tells a story for me. So this I knitted before Edinburgh. I tried to do some lace while I was on the plane and stuff, and I realized that was the stupidest idea ever, so I just went ahead and started the garter stitch. So this was during my time in Edinburgh at the Yarn Festival, and then when I got home I finished the little lace bit, and it's basically just waiting for me to finish this little bit of yarn here. This yarn is from Pixie Yarn. It was a colorway that she dyed that was inspired by me, and also a song. That's what she said in the little note she gave me. It was a gift, very dear to my heart. This was, I think, before we started stocking her stuff, or just as we were sort of negotiating getting her stuff in the shop. And so it's really special to me. This whole thing is really special. Lily from Nordic Stitches is a dear friend of mine. And yeah, so I really should finish it off. It's gonna be like a lightweight little shawl The thing I love about this week, I think it's called Weekend Off. I'll put it on the screen as I usually do, because you know my brain is after hours, my brain just kind of shuts off. But yeah, the great thing about this pattern is you can do it with any weight yarn you have. You can do it with any scraps you have. I would love to see this in like a chunky. It'd be awesome to double it up, marl it up, do some amazing like double knit, like 2 4-plies together. And you can make it as long and as big as you want. You could make it like a tiny little neckerchief that just sits around your neckerchief like that. You could make it into like a gigantic shawl. The amazing thing about this is it's so versatile. And you can, as I did here, the pattern suggests that you do the lace panel and then you do the rest garter stitch. Because it's so flexible, I managed to put in the little lace panel here. I am super excited to block this out because I never feel like I'm that good at lace, but I think the thing is that I've never finished something and blocked it to actually see what it looks like when it's finished. Yeah, this would be amazing. I know I have a shawl somewhere that I crocheted when I went to South Africa to visit my grandparents a million years ago, and that just needs blocking. But I think I'm sort of a bit scared to go ahead and block lace. I don't know why, because I understand the concept of it. I understand the theory behind it. But anyway, I am super excited to see what this looks out, because when I stretch it out, it looks so gorgeous. It looks so gorgeous. So yeah, that's that one. So that's going back in this little bag. It's at the point where it's just garter, so I could actually take this to D&D with me. I should probably do that and work on that. Although at the moment, I'm taking my Fairy Light socks with me to D&D, but I don't know. It's in here now, so I now know where it is, and it's in a portable bag. So that's brilliant. The other exciting thing I want to talk to you about, so this is kind of a 3 whips video. But wow, brain. I was super tired yesterday. I went to bed straight after work. It was one of those days that it was just dragging, and I was so tired all day, and my legs were sore, and my whole body was screaming at me to go to sleep. So as soon as I finished work and had some dinner, I just collapsed. I went to sleep at like 7 o'clock. Which is really early for me. I'm usually a night owl. And then I woke up at like 1 o'clock and of course couldn't go back to sleep. So I laid in bed trying to go back to sleep for a while. Eventually gave up and sat up and started working on something for my Secret Santa. Now, I am in 3 D&D campaigns a week at the moment. Sometimes we don't play every week, but it's very exciting. And so I play on a Monday, Wednesday, and a Friday in the evening. Luckily, for health reasons, it's very easy because I get picked up and I get dropped off and I sit and I hang out with friends. Long story short, I'm digressing here. It's really nice to be able to just sit and hang out with some friends for a few hours. And then I get dropped off back home. So it sounds like a lot, like Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, you're out doing stuff, but it's really nice and chill. So long story short, our Monday group is doing a Secret Santa. Monday D&D group, if you're watching this, stop watching it. Why are you watching my knitting content, you weirdos? Just kidding. I love you, but don't look, because this is the Secret Santa present that I finished. And I have been eyeing up those scale mail dragon sleeve things that were on Facebook a couple of months ago, and they were everywhere. They looked so cool. They were knitted, and I mean, I'll just show you because I made something with it already. So last night I started something. I'm wearing the little swatch that I made. I made a little swatch in the round, and it looks like this. So you get these tiny little beads that are basically, well, they're exactly what you make scale mail from. So it's a little metal leaf basically with a hole, and it's kind of concave or convex. It's bent a little bit. You guys, you're not really getting me at my best in these after hour specials, but hopefully you enjoy them. I enjoy talking to you and letting you know what I'm getting up to. And it's a lot easier for me than recording a whole long podcast. Anyway, so I made this little swatch. It's super adorable. And I figured out how to make it work. I followed a couple of tutorials on YouTube. There were a couple of different ways to do it. I liked the one where you put it on and then you come the next round, you do a reinforcement round. I really enjoyed that. So I was playing around with the little ones. Loved it. So I knew that if I wanted to make a dice bag for my Secret Santa, that was gonna take a long time with the small scales. Luckily, I'd ordered some big scales, and you know I'm the queen of all things marled. I love combining multiple strands together. I've been doing it since like 2008, and it's my favorite thing ever. So this is my completed dice bag that I made. So this is the little dice bag. It's so cool. So I got these orange scales that have orange on the bottom. And listen to the sound. I don't know how well you can hear that, but it sounds amazing. And the yarns that I combined, the purpley blue strand in here, which is a very, very thin double knit, was just something I had in my bag of tricks. You know, my scraps, it was something that I got from a yarn swap, so it was probably 100% acrylic. I don't even know what it was, but I love the colors, so I decided to save it. And then this one, the main color, was a very special gift from my friend Kate Vivs. What Kate Knit, I think is what her YouTube channel is called. She's doing Vlogmas. It's her first time doing video podcast content, so you can go say hey if you want to. She gave me this for a birthday or a Christmas, I can't remember. It's called Mercury Ryland's Wandering Goose Farm yarn. So it is a DK. It's quite a thick DK, to be fair. It's 100% pure undyed wool from our flock of traditional coloured Ryland sheep that happily graze the green hills of North Wales, which is really nice. And you can go and see where the wool comes from at hashtag Wandering Goose Farms. Wandering Goose Farm. So of course this is wool right up my street. I love that they're little happy sheep. It's a very rustic yarn. It's honestly feels more like an Aran to me. It's got that bounce that you only get with natural wool and that color that you only get with naturally colored sheep's wool. So I really enjoyed getting to work with this. I did this on quite a small needle for the fact that I was using like basically an Aran and a DK together. I think I was using like 5mm needles or something. And then I did the I-cord in just holding the purple double. On a slightly smaller needle. It is so cute, you guys. Let me see if I can. So it actually functions as a drawstring bag. And then, so you put your dice in there and you can carry your dice around. I am so stoked about this. It's such an interesting, I've never done beading. It's such an interesting technique and texture. Oh man, I am addicted. So I'm going to make another dice bag, a tinier dice bag, using smaller little scales. I get them out for you. So this is what the scales look like. I got this from beadsisters.co.uk. I have no idea about the ethicalness of where they're sourced. I just know that they were a UK company, so I decided to go with that just to try them out. And then if I liked the technique, obviously I would go and do some more research and see what's the best way about it. So they come in these little scales like this. This is the large size. And then I also got these ones here, which are like coppery brown, and then silver on the other side. And then these ones, which are black, just matte black. Black on one side, black on the other. And I'm gonna use these black ones for the next one. And I've been trying to figure out what to do because I knew that I wanted to make another gift for another person in the D&D group. I'm not going to say who, in case they're watching. But I mean, to be fair, I might finish this and just give it to them tomorrow because we are playing tomorrow and I'm super excited. But this is going to be, I'm going to hold a strand of this and a strand of this together. And I'm going to do the base of this. So I think it's going to be slightly different to this dice bag, and it's going to be smaller, of course. So I'm going to do plain wool up to about here, and then I'm going to do, I think, 4 rows of scale mail just on the top as like a little, so it kind of looks like a flower petal pot or something like that, and then with a similar drawstring at the top. I am super stoked. I think the red and the black is going to be super gorgeous together. I'm doing this because they use a weapon that uses their blood to basically imbibe it with extra powers. So I thought the red would be fun. I'm going back and forth about what colors to do for them. I wish I could just ask them which colors they'd like, but then it would ruin the surprise. So yeah, I'm super stoked about that. I cannot wait until the 15th when I get to give this to my Secret Santa. Oh my god, I can't wait. I want to make one for everyone that I know now in every single color. It's incredibly addicting. I know traditionally scale mail armor is made with like jump rings, like chainmail, and then the scale is put on top to give it extra security. It's something that actually characters in D&D can choose to wear, is scale mail. So I think it would be super, super, super fun to have that around the table. And I know that this was just a swatch, but I've been wearing this like a bracelet all day. I'm not a jewelry person. I don't really like the feel of metal usually, but for some reason these don't bother me at all. I have a kind of OCD thing about like dirty metal, like coins and keys and stuff like that. I don't like to touch them. Even things like jewelry usually kind of gross me out, which I know is super weird, but it's an OCD thing. It's an absolutely irrational thing. But anyway, for some reason these don't gross me out, and I'm so pleased about it. It's probably because they're coated or painted or something. If it was like a raw metal, it would probably gross me out. Anyway, I've been wearing this as a bracelet all day. It makes me super happy. I am now dreaming up like cuffed jumpers. We were talking about a knit group having like little, like not shoulder pads, but like little cape shoulder things, like, you know, on the flak sweater where they have that garter stitch panel. How cool would that be in scale mail? Oh, I'm kind of crazy addicted to it. So that's what I'm gonna do. Dad is making dinner tonight. It's his night to make dinner. He's making these like salmon meatball things. They're just fish. I'm a vegetarian, but I occasionally eat fish because of the good stuff that's in them that I need for my health. So I have salmon and cod and stuff, and tuna sometimes. So he's making that. That's gonna be delicious. I'm gonna go turn my brain off for a bit and chill in bed, watch something fun. I have no idea what I'm gonna watch actually. Maybe some Sabrina the Teenage Witch, because Sabrina on Netflix totally inspired me, and I've been rewatching the old Sabrina the Teenage Witch, which is the best, the Salem, Sassy Salem. Anyway, I'm gonna stop rambling. I hope you guys are having a wonderful Vlogmas. I'm really getting into the cheer and the excitement and the warm fuzzy feelings that I always get when I watch Vlogmas. And I will see you really soon. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you're having fun. Let me know in the comments what whips you're working on. Mwah. Ugh, so sweaty.